Hi guys, I'm Alexis. We're going to do a mat workout with a ball today. If you don't have a Pilates ball, you can use just even a kid's ball or a pillow, or you don't have to use anything. So I'm going to start seated, and I'm just going to start with the ball in my arms, and we're going to push into the feet and start with that little roll down through the tailbone, and then start to exhale and lift up from here. Feel that lift at the top. And then start to roll back down. So I'm just going gradual to start, feeling the movement in your lower spine. Feel the squeeze through the back of the legs, push down through those feet. And then try and take it just a little bit taller each time you lift up. So find that lift from the crown of the head. We're gonna pause on this one, hold it down there and start to move the arms. So reach those arms up, exhale, belly pulls in and lower the arms back down. Take that inhale, lift, and then exhale, belly pulls in and lower back down. We're gonna do 3 more just like this. So feel the breath. Exhale, belly pulls in and reach. Last 2. Exhale, pull the arms down. 1 more here, find that lift. Lower those arms and then lift all the way up to tall. Then we're gonna twist to the side. So I'm keeping the pelvis still, the feet are grounded. You're gonna lower back down, turn to one side, and then reach those arms up. Exhale, lower the arms back down. Good, lift. Exhale, lower. We're going 3 more here. I want you to think of the opposite glute pressing down into the floor. Exhale, press. Good, and then start to lift all the way back up. Reach to the top from there, and then we'll do that opposite side. So I'm gonna tuck the tail, roll down, twist towards the left, and then lift those arms up. Exhale, squeeze that ball and lower. Find that lift, exhale, squeeze and lower. 3 more here. Again, think of that opposite glute pressing heavy. Find that lift, exhale, lower. 1 more. And then start to lift up from there. And I'm going to keep the feet grounded, and then I'm going to lower all the way back down onto the mat. So on these first ones, my knees are still bent, arms are going to reach, and then I'm just going to tuck the chin and curl up and then lower back down. So I'm just curling up that little bit through the ribs, and then start to tuck the chin and curl and lower. We're just doing 1 more like that. Exhale, lift. Lower all the way back down. Lengthen those legs long. Take a full body stretch here. So reach the arms overhead. Walk through those legs. And then I'm going to press down through the back of the legs. Start to reach those arms, and we'll come into your full roll up here. So I'm going to tuck the chin, scoop through the stomach, and then reach towards those toes. And then start to pull the belly back as I lower back down. Reach those arms up and overhead. And we're going to do that one again. So start to curl up. Find the stomach pulling back as you reach forward with those arms. And then feel your breath. Ground the back of those legs as you roll back down. Reach the arms up. And we're just doing 2 more like that. So find that curl. Reach towards the toes. And then lower from here. Last one like this. Find that stretch. Tuck the chin. You're going to pause on this one, and I want you to play with this. So think of pulling the stomach back just a little more as you reach through the arms. Take that extra reach, and then re-stack back up to tall from there. From here, I'm going to place the ball underneath 1 foot. And then reach that leg long. Arms are going to round or reach forward. I'm going to roll all the way back from there. Good. I'm going to press down through the arms. So I have the ball underneath 1 heel. My opposite leg is going to lift. And I'm going to start to circle that leg up and around. So we're just doing 3 leg circles each direction, but I'm pushing down through that opposite leg, and then reverse for 3. Exhale, lift. 2. And 1. Lower that leg down, and I'm going to curl up with 1 foot on the ball, so a little extra balance here. My arms are long. I'm going to start to tuck the chin, scoop the stomach, reach forward, take that stretch, and then we'll switch the ball to the other foot. So bring the ball underneath that opposite heel, reach through those arms, and then roll down from here. I'm gonna lower the arms back down by my side, reach that opposite leg up, and then around, exhale, lift. And lift. One more this direction, and then reverse. For 3, hips are still, 2, and 1. Lower that leg. Try your curl up with the ball under the opposite leg. So start to tuck the chin, and then reach forward from there. Good. And then I'm gonna come into my rolling like a ball with the ball. So on this one, I'm gonna hold the ball in front of the knees. I'm gonna tuck into that tiny ball and then start to round back and exhale, curl and hold. And then round, exhale, curl and hold. Good. So you can play with the ball on this one. If I wanna hold it away from the knees to get a little extra challenge, keep the knees where they are. We're just doing 2 more. Exhale, lift. Last one here. And then reach forward from there. And then we'll come into that spine stretch forward. So on this one, I'm gonna take that stretch and then press down through the hamstrings. Take an inhale here, starts to lift up and over, and then restack shoulders over hips. And again, find that lift up and over, feel that stretch, and then restack the spine, feeling that lift at the top. We're just doing 1 more here. Restack back to tall, slowly lower all the way back down, reach those arms overhead, and then we're gonna come into your stomach series here. So on this one, I'm taking the ball away, so I'm not using it right now, but I'm gonna bring the knees towards the chest, give myself that little squeeze, and then bringing that right knee towards my chest, I'm gonna curl up, reach long through the left, and pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch, and switch. Feel the lift of the ribs, and switch. And then we'll come right into that double leg. So both legs and arms are gonna reach. Exhale, pull back in. Feel the stretch. Exhale, pull it in. Good, we're just doing 2 more here. So feel that length, hold. Exhale, pull it in. Reach. Exhale, pull back in, and then start to pull, pull, and switch. So I'm scissoring those legs. Stomach is working. I'm also feeling that hamstring stretch. And pull, 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 pull. Good, 1 more each side. Good, and then hands are gonna come behind the head. I'm gonna start to push the head into the hands, lower those legs, exhale, squeeze and lift. Find that reach. Exhale, lift. So think of those inner thighs drawing a little bit tighter together. 1 more. And then into your crisscross. So I'm going to opposite elbow to knee, pause. Come back to center and then pause. And reach. And reach. We're just doing 1 more each side. Feel that stretch and hold. And reach. Come all the way back in, pull those knees towards the chest. I'm gonna keep the feet on the ground, open those arms out, and then just take that spine twist. So just rotate both knees to one side, come back through center, reach them to that opposite side. You're gonna do that 1 more each side. So find that reach through the knees. You can look the opposite direction of the knees, where the knees are going. Come back through center, and then last time, rotate those knees over. Bring those knees back towards the chest, and then we're gonna come into those little hip circles. So I'm holding onto my knees, tailbone staying heavy, and I'm just circling those legs around, and then reverse. This one feels really nice on the hips. Just 1 more here. And then lengthen those legs long. Reach those arms up and overhead, and then we'll turn on over to your stomach from here. So on this one, I'm gonna start with the hands underneath the shoulders. I'm going to lengthen through the crown of the head, push down through the tops of those legs, and then start to lift up and lower down. So we're just doing a couple here. Feel that upper back working. Feel your stomach pull in. Good, and then you're going to start to lift up the hands with the head and lower everything back down. 2 more like that. Feel that squeeze. Lower down. 1 more here, lift. Lower down. And then we'll come into that single leg kick. So my knuckles are pulling together, my elbows are pulling back. I'm going to push the hips into the floor, pull up through the stomach, and then start to kick, kick, extend and lower. And kick, kick, extend and lower. So on these ones, you guys, don't forget about that lower stomach. Keep pulling it up. We're just doing 1 more each side. And then you can come onto your child's pose from here. So just take that stretch through the lower back, move through the hips, and then we're gonna come into your grasshopper. So I'm going back on my stomach. If you want to use the ball on this one, you can. Again, you don't have to. I'm just putting it between my heels. I'm gonna lower back down. My hands are gonna come underneath my forehead. And then I'm just gonna squeeze that ball and lift those feet up towards the ceiling. So you should feel hamstring and glutes here. If you feel your lower back, try and pull your stomach up just a little bit more. And then little tiny pulse. So hold it up there and pulse. And then lower back down, right back into that child's pose. And we'll come onto some side legs. Okay, so for this first one, I'm gonna line up my shoulders and tailbone with the back edge, and then feet are gonna come forward if you had a mat to the front edge of that mat. My hips are stacked. I'm gonna start with that top leg lifted hip height, pull the toes back, and then start with that pendulum. So I'm gonna kick, kick forward, and kick, kick back. And on this one, if you want to add that balance, reach that top arm up. Find that stretch and the length the entire time through the foot and that hip. And then we'll come into your up and down. So top foot, toes are going to reach towards the ceiling. You're going to flex on the way up and then point on the way down. And flex and point. We're doing 3 more here. Last 2. And 1, and then reverse it. So point on the way up, flex on the way down. And then last 3 like this. And flex, good, 2, and flex, 1 more here, point, and flex, and then into those little tiny circles. So my hip is still working here, arm is still lifted, and then reverse that direction. Good. Bring those legs together. So on this one, more of a challenge, those legs are gonna be straight out. It challenges that balance a little bit. If you want a little nicer, you can keep those legs forward, and you're just gonna lift both legs and lower. So inner thighs working here. Good, if you want extra challenge, you can reach that top arm up. Using that lower stomach, hold it up and little point, and flex through the feet. And 1, and then lower back down. You're gonna roll on your back. We'll take a figure 4 stretch on that side, and then we'll do the other side. So bring the leg you were just working up and over that opposite knee. You're gonna bring it through and just find that stretch. And come into little circles through the ankle. 1 more breath. Lengthen those legs. Reach those arms. I'm just doing that quick roll up so I can switch sides. And I'll set up myself on the opposite side. So line the shoulders and the tailbone up with that back wall. Feet are gonna come forward. Top leg is gonna lift hip height. Take a second, lengthen through that top hip, pull the toes back, and kick, kick, and kick, kick. So if you wanna add that balance on this side, bring the arm up. And kick, kick, good. So keep feeling that stretch, as though there's an imaginary wall that you're trying to kick that entire heel into. One more set here. And then top leg is gonna flex. We're gonna start with that lift and then point on the way down. So feel the flex and point. Last two like this. Flex and point. And then reverse it. So point on the way up, flex on the way down. And flex, last three here, point and flex, 2 and 1. And then right into those little circles. So I'm still thinking of that length from the hip. Stomach still working, reverse the direction. Good, and then we'll bring that leg back down. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Again, harder is gonna be straight out from the head. Nicer is gonna be forward. You're gonna squeeze those inner thighs. You can find that lift and lower. And if you want more of that balance, find that top arm reaching up. Think as though you're reaching both feet into that imaginary wall. Good, hold it up there on this one. Little point and flex. Point, good, and flex, just 2 more. Very nice, lower back down. Take that top leg you were just working, bring it up and over. Thread the hands through and then take that hip stretch on this side. So if you wanna do little circles through that opposite foot, find your breath. Good, and then lengthen those legs. I'm gonna roll right back up to seated. Good. And then we're gonna do one set on all fours here. So on this one, you guys, you're gonna line those hands underneath the shoulders. The knees are gonna come underneath the tailbone. And we're just gonna start with that little forward and backward reach through the crown of the head and the tailbone. So I'm just putting the pressure on the hands and then back through the tail. And we're gonna play with the wrists on this one. So I'm coming back to center and I'm gonna rotate the wrists around. So I'm here, my hands or my fingers are facing towards my body and I'm gonna hinge forward and back. So your stomach's still working here. It's a lot of pressure on the wrists, but you're getting that movement through the forearms. And then we'll come back to center and rotate that opposite direction. So now my thumbs are on the outside. My fingers are still pointing towards me, and I'm just gonna hinge forward and backwards. Good, and then we'll come back to center. You're gonna go right back to that first position. If you need to shake out those wrists in between, feel free to here. And we're just gonna come into that tuck of the toes, pull the belly up, and we're just gonna hold that lift of the knees. So all of this is from the stomach. You're pushing into the toes, pushing down with those arms, and then lower back down. We're gonna add on to that one just a little. So feel that lift, and then starts to float one leg up, lower down, and lift, lower. Good, lift, lower, one more each side, and then lower all the way back down. Come back into that child's pose, take that stretch. We'll come back up from there, and then we're just gonna end with that hamstring stretch. So I'm gonna have you guys go back onto your back. You can either bend one knee or lengthen it. The opposite leg is gonna lift, hands are gonna come behind, and you're just gonna find that push-pull. So my leg's pushing into my hand, hands are pulling into that leg. And just find your breath here. Getting that nice movement through the ankle. Feeling my posture here, so pushing the shoulders and the head down. And then pull that knee towards the chest and give it a little pull here. And then hold on to the knee and start to circle gently through that knee. And I have my right knee into my chest. I'm going to take my left hand on top of that knee, reach it across my left side body. So across the body, I'm going to look towards the right as the right knee is going towards the left. And just find your breath here. We'll bring it back to center. Lengthen that right leg long. Left leg is going to come in and then reach that leg up. Feel the push-pull through the leg and the hand just to get into that hamstring. And I'm just circling through the ankle. Again, check in with the posture. Take one more push-pull here. And I'm going to keep pulling gently as I pull that knee towards my chest. Move the hands on top of the knee. My left knee is on top, or towards my chest. So I'm going to take the right hand and reach that left leg across towards the right and look towards the left. And find your breath here. Good, bring that leg back to center. Reach the legs and arms long. Take one more full body stretch, walking out through those feet. Start to tuck the chin towards the chest. Bring those arms up. Roll up towards your toes. And that is all for today. Good work, you guys.